So this summer you've been out, been invited to a polo match, and you've looked at it and you've thought, oh, well, this looks like fun. I'm going to have a go, which is great. So you've rushed home and you've booked a polo lesson, and now you're shitting yourself. Certainly if you're not used to horses or you've never ridden before. But listen, let me tell you, there is nothing your coach or the horses that you're going to be on haven't seen already before. So you can get rid of all of the intimidation and all of the imposter syndrome. You just want to rock up and understand that ultimately school polo ponies, they're a little bit like fairy jet skis, like a big hairy surfboard. Apart from that, they'll see what you're wearing and they won't be taking any notice of you whatsoever for a while. But to stop all of that imposter syndrome, I just thought I'd make this little video that will give you a couple of things that, give you the heads up on stuff that's going to happen. Because confidence comes from having a plan and knowing what's going to happen and stuff. Plus, it's going to make you look a little bit sexy, bit fantastic, and less like you've forgotten your medication and you just escaped from a freaking institution. So take a look, I hope it helps, and vamos!
Firstly, approach a horse with good energy and confidence. And confidence comes from being prepared, knowing what's about to happen, what you intend to do. So approach your horse with enthusiasm and say hello. I mean, he's about to take you onto the pitch and keep you safe and make you look spectacular and heroic. So the very least you can do is say hello. Now, before you actually get on, you want to take the opportunity to think about stirrup length. If you think about it, the shorter you go, the more you reduce your foundation, which will make you unstable and give you the inability to move around and rotate the pelvis. Equally, too shorter stirrups will encourage you to stand in them like climbing stairs. Now, let's have a think about that. The stirrups attach to the saddle and the saddle's attached to the horse. So if you stand, you're going to be subject to all of the horse's movement. That means you'll adopt a hit at action rather than a swing through action due to the restriction of the pelvis. Also, remember that the lower legs have already got two jobs. One is to bring them back to accelerate and one is to push them forward for decelerate. They won't be able to do either if you put all of the upper body weight on them. Correct stirrup length is absolutely essential for you to create a series of suspension points, a good half seat, and a relationship between groin and heel. So what is correct stirrup length then? Well, there's an old equestrian method. I don't know why it's not used in polo more often. And it's when you measure the stirrups between your fingertips on the bar of the stirrup all the way to your armpit. And that's going to give you proportionally your perfect length for equestrian. From that point, you just need to go up 1 or 2 to find your perfect polo length. Well, in all scenarios, the best and most ideal situation is if you can get on with a mounting block. Getting on successfully is less about the effort for the human, but more about the discouragement of lurching and pulling the saddle towards you. The last thing you're going to want to do is pull your horse's back out just before you're about to get on and go and play polo. So, what is the best way to get on? Now, there are several techniques you can use to get on, but this is the one I personally use myself, and it's the one I teach. Firstly, gather up all your reins, making sure they're equal, and place the whip and the mallet, if you have one, in the left hand. Face the back of the horse and place the foot all the way through the stirrup. Now, the benefit of that is it's going to allow you to force your toes down, so as you bounce around to face the horse's shoulders, you won't be kicking him in the ribs. Now, just one thing to be mindful of, be careful on how much height you gain when you're bouncing, otherwise you're going to go too high and then you're going to end up plonking in the saddle, which is terribly uncomfortable for a horse. Ideally, what you want to be doing is keeping the shoulders low and aim to get your stomach over the pommel, which is the front of the saddle, then make contact with the saddle with the right thigh first, then you can roll back, pushing the crotch back to find the deepest part of the saddle, lower legs behind, and you're good to go.
Okay, so I hope that some of that may have helped. And do you know, when you're learning, just believe that there is always going to be a camera lens pointed at you. So remember, most people watching polo are drunk on champagne. They don't care. They don't know what's going on. So just go and look fantastic. Own the situation. Be confident. Have the best time ever that you've ever had on all fours. That might need editing. Okay, so have fun, stay safe, and hopefully I see you on a pitch somewhere at some point. Ciao.